it's Nicole from Crayons, Pencils, and Students Oh My, and I wanted to come to you today to share with you a little bit about how I use Pinterest to plan and get ready for the next school year. Not necessarily to plan, but to go back and make all those things that I pinned to my boards that I didn't get a chance to make during the school year because I was too busy. And I'm sorry if you can hear it in the background, they're mowing outside, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But I thought that I would show you a little bit about how I go back onto Pinterest and grab some of the things off the boards that I've pinned throughout the year and get them ready for the next school year. And one thing that I wanted to share with you that I use is my HP printer that I have signed up for the HP printing program. Basically, you pay $9.99 a month and you get 300 pages of color copies, and that is amazing. I've saved so much money on ink, and when you first sign up, you can get up to 8 months for free. So let me show you what I'm going to do on Pinterest and all the things that I'm looking to print and put together, and then I'll share with you a little bit more about how that HP printer program works and how I utilize it. Okay, hope you enjoy. See you in a little bit. Okay, so this is the setup for printers that I use in my home office. And basically, I have two printers. They're both HPs. I have had different printers in the past, and this is what I'm using now. And I really like this one, and this one we'll talk about why I have two. This one is the HP Envy 4520. It has a scan feature on it also, which is helpful. So the top part opens up and you can scan, and then the whole thing opens up so that you can put ink cartridges in, and it is a touch screen menu thing. So I use this one mainly just for color printing. This is the one that's linked to my HP printing subscription service, and I don't like to waste that service on black and white copies, so I only use this printer for color copies. Now, this printer is a laser printer, and I've had this for a while, and it's also an HP. It's the LaserJet CP1525NW color. The reason why I'm only using this for black and white copies is because there is something wrong with it. I do not know what's wrong with it. It is out of warranty, and whenever I make color copies, it comes up with a big band of red down the middle of the paper. Also, it's very expensive to buy LaserJet cartridges. So that's why I decided to stick with the two printers. I knew that the printer on the left, this one right here, worked really well for black and white copies, so I kept it for that. And this printer is my new one. And by the way, this was only about $50, this one. And I only use it for color copies with my subscription ink service. And that's what I found worked the best for me for color copies and black and white copies for school. And for the most part, I'll just make one copy in black and white on this printer, and once I have the one copy, I'll bring it to school and make the rest of my copies, or send it out to duplicating electronically. And then this one I use for color copies, and I do all my laminating and stuff. Sometimes I do at home, sometimes I do it at school, but mostly everything that I print in color does get laminated, just so it doesn't get ruined. Okay, so the first thing that I do is log on to my Pinterest, and I kind of honestly just scroll through the main feed page. And I've already actually opened this one before I started recording in a new tab. So all I do is if I see something that I'm interested in, I'll click on it, and then I'll go down to the link and I'll right click and click open in a new tab. That way I can keep scrolling, and then once I've gone through enough of the first page to feel good about it, then I'll go through all the tabs that I opened, and then I'm going to go back to the things that I've already saved. And in all honesty, I really shouldn't be scrolling through the front page because I have so many other things that I've already saved, but I just like to look quick before I look at anything else. Now, I do teach pre-K, and our curriculum is really honestly similar to kindergarten. By the end of the year, all the students should be able to write their first name, starting with a capital letter, all the rest lowercase. They should be able to have a drawing and label it. They should be beginning to write sentences. They should know their letters and letter sounds, and numbers up to 10, and beginning to learn teen numbers and be able to count up to 20. So a lot of things that students mid-year kindergarten should be expected to know. So again, I'm just following the curriculum of my school district. Okay. Oh, this is cute. And then some of the things that I look at, if I know that I'm not going to be using them until the very end of the year, I might not prepare them until midway through the year, but we'll see what I have time to get through. Well, this is a cool idea too. This is just a picture though. Does it bother anybody else when they're looking on Pinterest and you see something that you really like and it's only a picture and nobody explained anything else? I mean, I get what to do from the picture. So this is the one that was a picture. Like, I understand you use dried out markers and they have to match the cap to the marker. But I don't know. I guess I just want more than that. That is kind of cool. But I threw out all my dried out markers, and so I guess I don't really need that. So I'm going to X out. Okay, here is the first thing that I saw that I was interested in, and it's just this school supplies sort printable. And I thought that it would be really good for my kids at the beginning of the year to sort, but I also thought that it would be fun for like labels in their cubby to put this backpack label where it belongs. And also it would be good for like visual directions. So I'm just going to click to download it. And I'm going to put in my email. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to download it. And then I'm just going to leave it in my downloads folder, and when I get to it after this, I'll get to it. Okay, and this is like a huge Teachers Pay Teachers pack that I'm not looking to do right now. So I'm going to X out of that. And then this I saw, I feel like this didn't load right, so I'm just going to click reload. I don't know why it's not working right. But I saw this a couple weeks ago, and I really like the Keep at School and Keep at Home labels. I did those last year, but it was just words, and I feel like this will help the kids because obviously there's pictures. And this might be paid too, and it is. But I'm going to leave that up in case I decide to make my own, because I would be open to buying something, but I don't need a daily reading log and a weekly behavior log. The only thing that I want are the labels. So therefore, I'm not going to purchase that. I could do a video on my take-home folders too if you're interested. Okay, so I'm going to click on my person that says saved. I'm going to scroll down to see how they start off all nice and organized. And then eventually they turn into like a hot mess down here when I make new ones. So I'm going to scroll down to just pre-K. This is where I've been pinning stuff that's just like random. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And I'm also going to open my pre-K math and my pre-K literacy. Now, let's see. If there's anything that I need to print. Oh, I wanted to see, I think this might be something that I will make myself if it's paid, because I don't necessarily like everything on it, and even if it's free, I might make it myself, and I'm going to open that in a new tab. Oh, this is what we did for Father's Day this year. See, I just pinned random stuff in here, and I really need to figure out a better way to organize it, but I want to look at these. We have to write our objectives out every day, but I've been doing ours for the month. Oh, and I wanted to print this too. I thought this was such a cute idea. Has anybody seen this? So, what it is it's like a bottle of like lotion. Where'd it go? And let's see if I can find it. Every time somebody gets hurt or is like whining that like something on their body hurts, she gives them some of the ouchie lotion. Oh my gosh, such a good idea. Especially with like pre-K kindergarten. Okay. So I'm going to download this. I'm just going to leave it in my downloads. And I'll get back to it when I'm ready to print everything out after I've gone through everything else. And I'm going to... See, I wish that they had ones... Yeah, I'm not going to print those. Because I need one that just says literacy and one that just says math. So maybe I can make my own, I don't know. And this I really want to make my own of, I think. Because I don't necessarily like the huge, big borders on it. And also, August has apples, and our school year in upstate New York starts in September, and that's when, like, apple season is in September, so I'm going to have to make my own of that. But I definitely want to make my own because this year I used my, on my Teachers Pay Teachers, I have posted, this is how I write my name in, and then for every month they wrote their name. I want to do a drawing sample also. I started to do them this year, but I didn't really keep up on them because I didn't have a specific paper that went with it. Oh, I like these things for Block Center too, that I can just print or download and send to duplicating. And then I wanted to open up this link because I wanted to try to print out some letters on scrapbook paper. I don't know who posted that. I could do a video on that too. It says Emily at Polka Dots Please did this. And what she did is, I think that she just used like one of the really fat, like chunky fonts and made it really big and printed it onto scrapbook paper and then cut them out. Oh, see, KG Second Chances Solid. And then just did an outline on it and cut the scrapbook paper to regular printer size paper and then printed them out. Oh my gosh, that's so smart. Okay, so I'm going to do that eventually, not right this second because we're focusing on downloading things. I'm going to download this Block Center thing if I can find it. Do you know what's frustrating too on Pinterest where when you're trying to look for what you posted and it's not just like in the blog post that you're looking at? I don't know. I try to be careful when I post things and make sure. Oh, here it is. I'm going to click on the link and then I'm going to download this. And I do have, I'm going to put this too, this page in my Block Center because I have a bulletin board that says Our Creations. And I think that would be cool to have up on there. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I need this, and I need this because I'm going to work on that. That's my pre-K math. Okay, so this is just... Oh, and I liked this. I wanted to... I'm going to open this new tab and download that. Okay. And the birthday tab is something I'm also going to create, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. And this anchor chart. Oh, I could do a video on how I make anchor charts too. But I probably won't do this. Like, I'll do this in class with my kids. Okay. So I'm going to X out of that one. I'm going to download this to hand out to parents and send that to duplicating. When I say send it to duplicating, I mean that I'm going to send it using this online application that my district uses to this printer that's not in our building. It does all the copies, and then I'll get it back eventually, and they'll all be stapled and ready to go. But I can't just print it to, like, myself. Like, I can't just print it to our building because we don't have enough paper. So that's how that works. So I'm going to go through my pre-K math board, and I'm going to go through my pre-K literacy board, and I'm just going to download anything that I need to send to duplicating, or any color copies that I need, or anything that I'm trying to like make and create for this year, and then I will check back in with you. Okay, so I downloaded everything that I needed or wanted, and now it's just sitting in my downloads folder. Now, after I finish working on this, I will go through and file these where they need to go electronically in my files, but I'm not going to make you sit through all that. And also some of this stuff, like this, I'm really excited about, but I also don't need to print it because it's just black and white. So this is an example of something that I just need to send to duplicating, so that just needs to be filed electronically. Some of these other things I do need to print though because I do want them in color. So for example, I want these monthly bin labels printed in color, and I'm also going to print this page because I think that I'm going to laminate these and cut them out and use them as magnets on my filing cabinet so that I can see which months are in which drawer. So I'm going to print page 1 to my printer, selected page to my color printer, the HP Envy, that's my printer that's connected to my printing service. I'm going to print that page, and then I'm going to print page 4 through 15. And it's always important to make sure that you are checking the pages that you're printing, because if you don't, you're going to end up printing like the thank you page that you totally don't need in color, and then you wasted some of your like color pages that you get that you're paying for. So I printed that. These are also just black and white, those two number books. The number sorting cards I do want to print in color. I thought that this would be a really good pocket chart activity, and I might not use all of these with my students at once, but I will use them all eventually towards the end of the year, and it's numbers 1 through 10. So I felt like this was really good. So I'm going to print the selected pages of that in color. I wanted to print 2 copies each of these number charts, and I'm going to print the one that has all the way up to... See, I don't know if I like these because I don't like how 20 just has one flag. Like, they're not going to understand that. So I'm not going to print those, and I will look for a different number chart. I do want to print these social skills posters. So they basically tell them the steps. Say please stop if that doesn't help, try to ignore, walk away, or then get help from a grown-up. I like to use this at the beginning of the year because it's more simplistic for them. But towards the end of the year, I let them be problem solvers, and I could do a video on that later on, but that's just something that I did this year. And I'm going to see if I can figure out how to print these like more than one to a page, because I don't need whole big posters. I'd like them to be smaller. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to do for 4 per page and then click print. I don't know why my printer is like yelling. Okay, so it's low on ink. So that means I need to pause this. And after it finishes printing that page, we can find out what ink it's low on. Hopefully. And fix the problem, and I'm going to finish printing out the rest of these pages. This is the ink subscription service that I was telling you about. I wanted to show you this because I wanted you to be able to see what the account looks like once you log in. And this is the only page that I ever really look at. And basically it says how many pages you get per month, how many you've used so far, and how many rollover pages you have. Now you can only earn up to as many rollover pages as you get per month. So once you hit that, you won't earn any rollover pages any longer until you start using some of your rollover pages. My plan is $9.99 a month for 300 pages a month. And what happens is that every month my credit card gets charged that $10, but I get free pages. The pages are paid for with that $10. And they send me ink. And the ink is always here before I run out. And it's really very helpful service. And it saved me a lot of money. So if you're interested in buying an HP Instant Ink compatible printer, I'm going to share my referral link. And if you use that link to sign up, you will get a free month of the service. So up to 300 pages of printing for free. And you can also cancel your trial at any time. And you can also cancel your prepaid, like your payment plan at any time. So if you have a bunch of rollover pages and you're not going to use them all and you know that you don't need to pay again for the following month, you can just cancel it or suspend your service until you're ready to use it again. So I hope that this was helpful for you. And if you're interested, leave any questions that you have down in the comments below. Okay, so this is what I do. After I've printed everything out, I basically just put it on the floor in piles in front of me. And I still actually have some things that are printing and coming out of my printer. So I'm just letting those all print. And when they're all done, then I'll start working on laminating them and cutting them out. But if you're interested, these are some of the things that I printed out. This is like an alphabet desk helper. I printed out some things from Pocket full of preschools, Block Center, freebies. These are some number matching cards, some things for beginning of the school year, routines, number bingo up to 30, those monthly bin labels, and this whole calendar pack, which actually ended up being a freebie because I subscribed to this Facebook, but I really liked this pack and I'm excited to be using it. And one of the main reasons that I chose it is because it has some pages to use tens frames to count the number of days that we've been in school this year. So what I'll do after I'm all done with this is I will put them in laminating pouches, laminate them, and then cut them out. And once they're all cut out, I will put them in my bags for school and file them once I get there. Well, that was how I go through my Pinterest over the summer and print out some of the things that I have been wanting to do during the school year. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions about where some of the things that I have found came from or any of the things that I've mentioned in this video, please leave a comment down below. Be sure to like and subscribe because new videos are coming soon. Have a good day. Bye.